Avoid these mistakes when building or remodeling your current home. Today's guest is one of DFW's longest tenured builders who's going to help us with that and more. But before we jump into today's show on More Than Home, please reach out to hi@3vine Group if we can get you more information on what your home is worth. The market is exploding right now, and a lot of people are coming to us asking, hey, what can I get for my house? So send us an email, hi@3vinegroup.com, and we'll get that report for you.
Today we have Gerald Evans with us from Dynasty Luxury Homes. He is the owner and lead contractor for that company. Gerald, welcome to the show. So glad you're here today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Welcome.
I'm getting paid for this, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
In like mints and water.
Mints and water.
Okay, let's make it quick.
Well, I wanted to start with just right from the beginning, your title is owner and lead contractor, which I feel like the lead contractor part already sets you apart from a lot of the luxury home builders in the area. Because, right, like when you say that normally you have your appointment, make your selections, and then you kind of get handed off.
Right.
Even if you ever even meet the owner.
Yeah, exactly. And that happens a lot with some of these big production builders.
Mm-hmm.
However, my level of detail is I want to interact with the customer and I need to interact with the subcontractor as well.
Right.
So I pretty well stay involved.
Yeah. That's
excellent. And so you've been in business for over 20 years now,
correct,
which is incredible for anyone to do that in really any business these days. But tell us a little bit about what you specialize in. What's kind of sets you apart?
What we do is we build totally custom based on whatever anyone can come up with on photos, something they've seen. We could put elements together to design their dream house.
Yeah.
And basically it's totally custom, and we build on others' lots, homeowners' lots. So we can build anywhere in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Okay, so they come to you when they already have a lot.
Or we use a network of realtors that can find them a lot. So one way or the other, we can get a lot. Yep, you're included.
Oh, hey.
And we could get what they need. But because when they're totally custom like that, they may have a single story that they want that's large, not going to fit on the average lot today.
Right.
You need to go out and find something large enough to fit that on. So that's what we do.
Yeah, we always tell our clients who are thinking about building, like, get your builder first. Find your builder first, because finding the lot first can bring so many hardships and struggles.
There's a lot of things about a lot too. When someone has a lot, I go out and survey it because it can need piers in the concrete. It can need a lot of excavation, a lot of hidden costs that they don't see. They just see the land.
Yeah, exactly.
And they don't realize that setbacks or whatever it is prevent them from putting their dream home on that lot.
Exactly.
So, that's excellent. And then as far as areas, where I know you're located in Euless, but do you do pretty much all over DFW? Or?
All over DFW. Been settling a lot into Salt Lake, Colleyville, Grapevine area. And then we built as far as McKinney or even Rowlett, anywhere in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Wow, nice.
Wow. Do you have sort of like the perfect customer client, like a specialty price range or anything like that?
Well, lately the price range has been over $1 million.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to build a house already for $500,000.
Right.
So that's almost the base cost today. Unless you're a production builder who has a lot of land and building the production style home, which is obviously a market for that. But my business lends to the 500 plus.
Yeah. Custom
home, totally custom.
Yeah.
And everything we do.
How did you get into the custom building?
Well, that was sort of by accident, but I really enjoyed building. I always thought about building when I was young, and when I was 18, I built my own home. I built it myself. I subcontracted it.
Wow.
And the reason for it was to try to save some money.
Yeah.
So when I did that, I enjoyed building it. There was a learning curve, obviously. It didn't go smooth. I'm not going to say it was easy.
Yeah.
At 18?
At 18, I was married at 16.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So
above the curve.
You and I have done things differently.
So there I started building that house. I think it was like 1985.
Yeah.
And I completed that. And then I built my dad's home.
Yeah.
We built that. And then friends and family wanted to build homes. And we did that. Then I built a second home.
Oh, wow.
And on and on. Then I said, I think I really like this. And I could start a business here.
Wow.
And that's what I did in 1998.
So when you were building your own, I mean, this is fascinating to me.
Yes.
Did you have floor plans, or did you kind of create that?
Created it.
So you just drew all that out?
Right. It was a lot of preparation. My wife and I went to a lot of open houses.
Yeah.
Took something from here, took something from there. And that's kind of what I bring in the market when I build for someone.
Mm-hmm.
I realize how prepared they need to be and understand that you just can't slap it together.
Right. Right.
And that's the way we got it done.
That's so, and another thing we tell our clients is to kind of like create like a folder or some sort of like little journal and take pictures of things you see in homes so that when you pick your perfect builder, you can kind of give them these ideas that you have.
Right. That helps so much in the design process.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you can. Photos, drawings, hand drawings.
Pinterest.
And this has given people a lot of ideas. Pinterest, house, things like that.
Yeah.
So all that is very helpful. It'll minimize the design time and help them get exactly what they want.
Right.
And you do a lot of remodels as well, right?
Yes. Well, lately remodels have exploded in the business. I guess maybe the pandemic, people staying at home,
Right.
get to notice their home a lot more and maybe have the time to think this is the time to get it done.
Yeah.
And we're getting a lot of remodel business.
Yeah. So what type of trends are you seeing in both, custom home building as well as remodels that you think are going to be around for the next 5-10 years?
Well, start with the home building is what we're seeing is more minimalistic. Everything is, less trim, a little more open space, light and bright. So that's the look right now. As far as remodel, it depends on the home that they're remodeling. If it's older, but it's still like the kitchen, bath remodel, what you're seeing a lot of. People want to convert rooms into offices. That we're seeing a lot of that.
Yeah. Especially working from home now.
Up to 2 offices.
Yep. 2 offices.
And that's what we're doing in new homes too.
Yeah, I have seen that a little bit. More than 1 office space. What about trends that are going by the wayside? You see any of that?
Well, styles come and go.
Yeah.
So everything that was older, is tend to go, like I said, a little lighter looking, less trim, a little more on the contemporary side, less maintenance.
Clean lines, modern.
Little cleaner lines, more fluid looking, not so much detail or ornate.
Yeah. How often do you feel like the trends kind of change? Is it like every 10 years?
I think about every 7. I thought about that the other day, and I thought about every 7 years is what me and my crews talked about. Things change.
Yeah,
I can see
7 years.
How long have barn doors been around? I feel like that's changing.
Well, they've been around for about 7-8 years.
Yeah,
really,
there you go.
Really fashionable, and they may be going out slightly. I kind of noticed that.
Maybe the next.
Is there anything that you're removing from houses? Like, are you seeing it pretty consistent? I mean, is it whether it's just knocking out walls to open them up, or if it's actually taking out trim, things like that?
Well, in some of the remodels, we are taking off old trim, opening up walls, changing tile to the more like a longer, more rectangular style tiles.
Kind of that wood look tile.
Kind of the wood look we're doing. A lot of 12 by 24. Yeah. A lot of hard surfaces, and just kind of changing all that up and kind of bringing it up to date.
Yeah. Very cool.
What do you think? What would you say like the most common mistakes that people make when they're going into the home building process?
Well, in the home building process, the most common mistake is not enough preparation. Otherwise, getting into a blueprint sooner than they should, the plans, when they haven't done all their homework or kind of have an idea what it looks like. And by doing that, what's happening is when you build a house, they may have the tendency to think, I thought this was going to look a whole different way.
Yeah.
So more preparation is what they do. So they need to put in a lot of time in looking at those square footages, those room sizes, to see if that's something they could live with.
Yeah, it's almost like walking into the model of, say, a Darling Homes and then going and seeing actually a spec house with the exact same floor plan. They're like, that doesn't look the same.
The staging and
something that
the differences between like a model home with all the
visualize,
upgrades. That's something that we run into a lot with our clients who build.
Yeah, so you understand what I'm talking about. And that happens a lot. So, but when I'm with a client, I try to get them into the design stage and do all the research they need to do first. And that's how they become really happy with their home. So
you'd say builder first, bring me all your ideas. Let's find a lot, or do you go to design first and then a lot? Well,
you got to design. The lot dictates the design. So you have to have a design in mind. Then I'll put them on a lot that I think will work for them. So it's builder first,
Yeah.
lot second, and design.
Yeah.
How often do you find yourself doing a complete tear down? So somebody found a lot, but there's already a house on it. So
Well, that's happening more often because the areas that we know are becoming populous, and there's no more room.
getting built out.
They're getting built out. So the density is built up. So the next step is tear downs.
Yeah.
Right.
So that happens all the time in Highland Park. It's happening in South Lake, Grapevine.
Yep.
And that's what we're seeing a lot of. So it's pretty often, really.
Yeah.
Probably 2 out of 5 homes.
Oh, wow.
How much of an expense does that add, would you say, on average?
Oh, well, it depends on what you're tearing down.
Right.
It's based on the size, the square footage. So I'm going to say it'll add about, maybe 5%.
Yeah.
Depending on the size.
How often do you keep the existing slab? Is that
Very seldom, but I've
Very
done
seldom?
it. I've done it a couple of times.
Yeah.
Doing the existing slab, but normally it's gone.
and you just dig those out?
You
I've just never seen that process.
Well,
I'm fascinated.
it's just construction. It's basically bulldozers, and they just bulldoze it out and remove all the concrete and
Just re-level it,
break
and
it
start
up,
again.
cut it up, and just start over again.
Yeah.
Re-level, add some fill if needed.
Yeah.
Get it compacted,
Yeah.
and you got a brand new lot again.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
And you've done some beautiful homes. I think we have a couple of pictures here.
Oh, wow.
Check
Yeah.
that one
Yeah,
out.
that was
I
up
love
in West
that
Fort
one.
Worth.
That's in Fort Worth?
Mhm.
Where's that one?
That's in West Fort Worth, way out near, I believe it was Tiburon. Not Tiburon. That was West Fort Worth at the golf course.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
That's
That's in North
amazing.
Dallas, Plano.
Yeah. And that one, I just think is
So much
I
charm.
really love that one. But you've done a lot. I mean, those were all very different homes, all beautiful, but all very different.
Well, based on being a custom builder,
Custom.
everything is about whatever you want, the
Yeah.
customer, not what
Yeah.
I build or have a particular plans, this style and that style, and just flip a room or two A, B. That's not what we do. Total custom.
Yeah. Do you have what's your favorite home that you've ever built, or if it's just like a style that you really like?
I don't know. There's just maybe favorite parts of homes that I like.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've built the favorite home yet.
Yeah.
But it's just always something new that I like. There's some lighting situations, and my style right now is becoming what everybody else likes too. Because as you look at it all the time, then you want something different.
Right. Yeah.
So I haven't got a favorite as of yet.
I haven't got a favorite yet. How often do you get to be super creative? Like, do often clients come in and say well, I just want something really cool, but I don't know, and you get to.
Well, I mean, a lot of times, that's the whole process of the situation is that I give an input that they need, even through designers, to try to get them what they want.
Yeah.
And then we make suggestions along the way from things that we've seen in the past. And typically that really helps. So it works out.
Yeah.
All right, so I got to ask you, when people find out that we're realtors, the first question we always get is, how's the market? So when people find out that you're a builder, professional remodeler, what's the question that you get?
How's the market?
Yeah. How's the market? How much is that going to cost?
How much is that going to cost?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people, the first question they ask is, how much does it cost? Well, I can't tell you that.
Right.
I don't know what you want. I don't know what the style is. Are we going to run into a situation where there is a foundation piers or any kind of extra excavation?
Yeah.
So it's a pretty tough question, but I kind of give them a range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is that range?
Well,
put you on the spot.
Well, there you go. I got the question again, but it ranges probably about 150 to 250 a square foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty big margin.
No, it is, but that's pretty consistent because, like you said, there's so many factors that go into that that don't even have anything to do with the structure itself. So that's something to keep in mind. But what does your process look like as far as that first sit down, that first meeting with the client, as far as really setting those expectations of, okay, here's kind of what you want. Here's now what we're going to be talking like. Do you try to start with the top number on the budget, or do you kind of give them a range? How does that look?
Typically what I do is I start with them based on what they want. Take all that information in. Then I'll make up a basic budget based on what we talked about. And then I'll present that to them. And what that does, it tells them if they can afford that or not.
Right.
Because everybody wants it all at the beginning.
Right.
And then you start removing things off and
Right.
options, and then kind of get the price down. So that's how we start.
Yeah.
And then with that in mind, then they get level-headed and understand where we got to go. And we just build from there. We try to give them as much as we can.
Yeah. Awesome.
Excellent.
Is there anything you'd say that sets you apart from other builders besides what we've touched on so far?
Well, I think the fact that I'm available, because from building before for myself, I know how scary the process can be.
Right.
And they can call me up in the evening. They'll have my cell phone. They're not going to talk to a receptionist or anybody like that. They're going to contact me directly.
That's amazing.
And that, we could talk about whatever they want. So personal
Yep.
feel.
All right. Well, let's, if somebody wants to sit down with you, what's the best way to contact you to set up that?
Well, they can look at the website at dynastyluxuryhomes.com, and phone numbers and contact information will be there.
Perfect.
Excellent.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today. We had a great time.
I had a great time
Great
as well.
information.
Thanks.
Appreciate you, Gerald. And if there is anything that you found helpful or think that somebody else might find helpful, please like, share, subscribe to the channel, and we'll keep bringing you great info. Have a good one.
Bye.